Hi guys, Cameron here. Today we've got another hobby roundup vlog. It is July's one this time. I know we're into the beginning of August. I just didn't have time to completely edit this video and kind of put it together and everything beforehand. So we now have July's hobby vlog in its entirety. This month I said I was going to finish Curse City, which I've done. I said I was going to finish Fangorn Army, which I've done. I said I was going to do some Minas Tirith, which I've done. So we're off to a very good start, kind of as we go along. I then said I was going to do some Skaven, which we haven't done. Said we were going to do some Ogre Maw Tribes, which we haven't done. And I think I said I was going to do some Crew, again, which I haven't done. Unfortunately, my projects for those just seem to constantly be getting put on the back burner. So this time, I'm not going to predict that I do them. One time, I will eventually get round to them, but when that is, I don't know. We will see what happens, though, and what will come. But what we will do is we will cut now from you seeing my face, my wonderful face, and we will go into the video where I show off everything that I have done over the course of this month. So sit back and let's watch it. So first up, we have got Huron the Tall mounted. This was a commission that I did, along with all the other Gondor stuff that you'll see in this video, for a friend of mine who was going to the same tournament as I was, that I took my hints to. It was the Two Powers, run by Harry Parkhill. But this model, absolutely fantastic, it was a joy to paint. I really enjoyed it. I started off with the horse and I painted that completely, and it's an amazing sculpt, and it was just, like I say, absolutely wonderful to paint. Started off with the horse, got that to where I wanted it to be, and then worked my way up to Huron after that, and then onto the base. Now the base is Generation Shift. It's one of their cobblestone ones, I think it is, or courtyard, I can't remember. It's the basing scheme that my friend has for his full army, and this matches it completely with the white rims as well. So it was absolutely fantastic. And like I say, Generation Shift bases work so well. I drilled it out and glued them in, and it worked perfectly. Shout out to Generation Shift. Go look them up if you're needing fancy bases. But yeah, so I started off with Huron the Tall, really enjoyed it, and then I moved on to the Bannerman of Gondor, just a standard Minas Tirith. And that is what we have got here. Now, this banner was fairly easy to paint. I've painted a fair bit of Minas Tirith before. All I had to do was match it to my friend's scheme, which was fairly simple to do. So it came out really nice, really well. The banner detail is sculpted on, so it's easy to paint on, unlike Boromir's, which you will see in a second. And this just fell together nicely. I tried to do a little bit of shading on the banner just to kind of show those folds going and how it would all be while he is running forward. But yeah, again, mounted on Generation Shift base, matched the colour scheme, and came out really nice. And then, as you can see here, we now have mounted Boromir. Now, this was the second mounted model that I did for this commission, and it came out really well. I tried to kind of match it with Huron's horse in detail and exactly how it was coming out, but not exactly, purely because different horses. Now, this model, absolutely wonderful to paint. It's a great sculpt, nothing too hard to find or get into really. The biggest thing is the fact that the banner does not have detail printed on it. So this is complete freehand from it. It's the first time I've ever done freehand as well, which I'm not too sure if it came out well or not. I'm happy with how it came out, as is my friend, who was happy that I just painted any of the model, to be fair, because he was terrified of doing the banner himself. But I'm not overly happy with it. I think I definitely need more practice with banners in general, and also with freehand for sure. But overall, the model fits the aesthetic that we were looking for. It comes out great, and it was at the price that he was more than happy to pay. So yes, it's certainly a wonderful model, and we will then go on to see his foot version. So here we go. Boromir on foot and with his banner again. Now, this model doesn't have a shield, which is something that confuses me. His mounted version has got a shield, but as soon as he dismounts, his shield disappears. But it's just a little something. But again, this is then a free-handed banner on top. Now, this is the second model I did out of the two, if I remember correctly, so it was a little bit better, but obviously still nothing vastly improved upon what it could have been, purely because it was one straight after the other. But again, wonderful sculpt. They're metal, so they're really nice weights, but I am terrified when, or if there is the possibility of dropping it. But yeah, wonderful sculpt, really nice to paint, and again, looks absolutely fantastic on that Generation Shift base, which it just fits perfectly on. Really do rate Generation Shift. If you can't tell, a lot of my models are put on them, including my Fangorn, which you'll see in just a second. But yeah, so that is then the Gondor stuff painted for today. So let's move on to a few more Fangorn. And here we can see Treebeard in all his glory. I've had to zoom out of the light box to be able to spin this guy around. But yes, he is a massive model. It's the new version of him, really nice to paint, really good to put together, just fits perfectly. Again, he is on a Generation Shift basis. This is the rolling plate one, so more and more shout outs to Generation Shift. But yeah, absolutely fantastic model, really enjoyed painting him. The design team did a wonderful kind of way of sculpting him and getting him bigger than most of the Ents. It fits and finishes the army perfectly. Hats off to them, honestly, very well done. We then move on to arguably the most important members of any Fangorn list, obviously, and that is the Merry and Pippin sculpts. These, again, look absolutely fantastic. The design team did a really good job on them. I don't think they look like their film counterparts, but I can't say that they look bad. They are very good sculpts and very quick and simple to paint up as well. I liked it for that fact. It just really was nice to be able to bash. I bashed both these out in a single evening and it was just wonderful. If you get the chance to pick up this Treebeard and Merry and Pippin, I would highly recommend. It's definitely worth it. And the good thing is you get another Merry and Pippin in this set. And that is these two. So this is Merry and Pippin mounted atop Treebeard. So you've already seen the Treebeard model, but I hadn't put these two guys on him. Now these are done separate. They are not actually attached to Merry and Pippin, to Treebeard. They are just sitting on, and they do just sit there and rest. Merry sometimes falls off, but Pippin clips in very nicely. So yeah, again, very nice sculpts. You can see that they're screaming as they're throwing the rocks. That's clearly the siege of Isengard scene. And one of the best bits about this kit is the fact that you can have these two on and off Treebeard. It's just really good. But yes, that is the Fangorn army then complete. And as you may have seen in the Two Imps tournament rundown, I came dead last. My Fangorn army did not win a single game, and I managed to come home with the wooden spoon, luckily. But go check out that video and we will get back on with this one. And now what we have is one of the biggest commissions I have ever done. So this is 6 commissions and 1 of my own of Curse City. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this video play out. I'm not going to cut it at any point. I'm going to let this play the whole way. And this is, I think it's only 2 minutes to be fair, but this is all of the Curse City. Now, let me remember correctly. Mine was painted in an underglow format, and there is a video of that separately on my channel. There was then a grayscale version of that, and that again is got a separate video on my channel, and you can see. We then had one, which is the one in front of you right now, on an alternative basing scheme, and that is the Martian Iron Earth. The customer wanted it, I was more than happy to oblige, and that has another video on my channel already. We then have normal, which is what we're looking through now, and that is just painted up normal, no underglow, and kind of trying to match box art on most of it. And that was what everyone wanted, apart from the 3 that I've previously mentioned, myself and the 2 commissions. But this was absolutely fantastic. I batch painted the whole thing apart from the grayscale one, and then I sprayed mine from the underside with either red or blue, depending on if it was a hero or a villain. And painting 70 skeletons at once, or 60 skeletons at once, and then a following 10 in the grayscale, got to admit, it's a little hard, but it was absolutely fantastic, well worth it, and everyone that has had these sent back to them now, they all highly rate them and reviewed me on my Facebook page, which I really appreciate, everyone. Thank you very much. And yeah, it's just an absolutely fantastic thing. So go check out their individual videos on my Facebook page and you'll see the full selection more in depth. But yes, 450 figures, all done. And then last but not least is a quick little turntable of this figure. This is one of my D&D characters, and I've just finished him. He's a Goliath monk, and we were playing the Curse of Strahd, which we've just finished. I finished painting him while we were finishing the campaign. He's a Hero Forge character. I had him printed by my friend who is just starting up a 3D printing company, so I will leave that in the comments, in the description if that page is up and running so far. But yeah, just kind of thought I'd show off. I really enjoyed painting this guy. Quick, simple, easy, and yeah, it was an absolute blast to play the campaign. Thank you very much, August, for running Curse of Strahd. Really like this character. No idea what's going to happen to him from now on, but he is sitting, having a little bit of time in his hometown again, so he can definitely come back. But yeah, really, really good sculpt. I've got to thank Hero Forge for that. But let's move on. There we go then. So that is everything that I have done this month. We had 7 Curse Cities, which was an absolute phenomenal job. They were all finished this month. They were not all painted this month. So every single one of those bases, which was 420 bases if I remember correctly, was painted this month, and that is why they are involved in this, because they are classed as finished models. 6 of those have been sent out to their respective customers that commissioned me to paint them, and I have kept one of them, which if you would like to see any of those, there is showcases of at least 4 of them up on my YouTube, so by all means go click on that video. We also finished my Fangorn, as you saw, which was great. I'm really glad that we got to see that. The first half of that was in the previous June hobby vlog. The second half is obviously here, and that is that army planned on being completely finished. I do have thoughts of getting a second plastic ent, but we will see how that goes, and it just depends on when I buy that or if I buy that in the end. But yeah, so that's that army showcase. I took that to Lincoln. It was really, really good. The 2 powers, which Harry Parkhill ran. Again, there's videos for that tournament, my thoughts beforehand and my thoughts after. And there is also an army showcase on my Fangorn, so please, by all means, go have a look. We then finished some D&D, which that was a huge campaign that we had just done, and my character, on the last day of playing my character, it got finished, which I was quite happy with. But yes, on to next month. So we are now on, I think it's the 4th of August, and we are going to kind of look forward to what we are going to do. So I've got some Marvel Crisis Protocols, so that is going to need to be painted and done, and I have still got the commission for the Bolt Action Germans. As a long going commission, so there'll constantly be some guys showing up, whether that's 10, 20, whether that's 50 guys. I just keep on getting more and more from this customer, so that'll be showing up as well. I've got another D&D character that I do plan on finishing for one of my other campaigns, and other than that, I will see what's happening. I've just bought the new Dale figures from Forge World to start an Armies of Dale army, or Garrisons of Dale army, along with Thornstone Helm and Dane King Under the Mountain. So they might make an appearance. I'm not too sure, because I don't want to start that army as a whole, but they might show up just to be there, and it's something new for me to paint. I do also plan on doing an unboxing of them, so stick around and see if that shows up. That would be really, really good. What else? Other than that, bits and bobs. I'll put it that. That's kind of my plan for this month. Of course, I can always say that I would love to do my Skaven, I'd love to do my Ogre tribes, I'd love to do my Kroot, but I'm not going to try and do that now. It is going to be something that may happen, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, so be it. I would like to get some more of my Blackstone Fortress done so I can have that completely painted. Whether that happens or not, we'll see. It might be 1 or 2 figures, even just a Zote or the Eversor Assassin. We'll certainly see. But yeah, guys, thanks very much for watching. It was a shorter one this time, but it is what it is. I really appreciate you guys being here and finishing to the end. So thanks very much, and bye-bye.